Okay, now I wanted to talk about the settings called LLM roles. Okay, what is an LLM role? Well, these are the instructions that you give the LLM to tell it how you want it to respond, what role you want it to assume, whether it's a teacher, an educator, or a scientist, or that kind of thing. And so I'm going to give a couple examples of different types of responses that the LLMs will give you depending on the type of role that you select. Now, currently, I have no role selected at all here. I do have this include links thing, which just means it may or may not include links in the response. And let's just leave that, and then let's pick, I'm on this social justice art search web page. I'm going to pick this image right here, and I'm going to submit a query to the LLM, and let's see what it says about that image. Okay. And you can see the LLM role, it just says to include clickable hyperlinks in your response when relevant. So this is, it's identified it as a Banksy piece of artwork. And so we've got some details here, key details, title, location, style, symbolism, cultural impact. So we can see the response here. It's got some general details, but it's not assuming any kind of specific role in the response. So let's close this. Let's change our role to be in the creative media. I want to make it so this is an art critic. Okay, so now the role that this is going to assume, and let me just show you another thing in here. So in this art critic, I can actually click on this and it'll show me exactly what it's going to send to the LLM. This is what it's going to send, saying you are an expert art critic with deep knowledge of art history, theory, et cetera, et cetera. And so that is what is going to be sent to the language model when the query is made. Like right now, when I query it, we'll see in the beginning that it will show the role here. Okay, so now let's see, and this was the expert art critic. So technical execution, it goes into more specific detail about the stencil work and the composition, the conceptual strength, cultural impact, and it even gives it a rating of 9 out of 10. So that's the art critic role. Now let's close that and let's go back to LLM roles and remove this. And let's go to communication and social and pick, and by the way, you can pick as many of these as you want. I could be a storyteller and a social justice commentator, but just for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to pick this one. So social justice commentator, you're a social justice advocate and commentator with expertise in equity, civil rights, systemic issues, and social movements, etc. Okay, so we're going to pick that one and now query the LLM. And you can add as many roles as you want. You can delete roles. You can change their definition. And you can even create your own categories of roles. So here you are a social justice advocate. So it's basically telling the LLM, okay, respond as if you are taking up this role. So art as resistance, nonviolent resistance, Palestinian context, countercultural symbolism, intersectional implications. So you can see how setting a role is very important for how the LLM responds to your query. And you can set up as many of these roles as you want, and you can combine them. Let's try something just for fun here. In the roles, we have writing and content poet. So now let's see, we have a combination of the we have a combination of poet and social justice commentator. And I'll click OK, and let's see if it's much different than the last results that we got back. And you'll also be able to see how they are combined here in the prompt. It's taking a little longer, maybe because we have these combined roles. Okay, and you can see where we've got both of these roles in here. Rage Against the Canvas, Poetic Meditation on Banksy's Flower Thrower, Black Silhouette Against Crimson Rage. Okay, so you can see it's being poetic in its response and also giving social justice commentary. It looks like it broke them out into the poetic part and then the social justice commentary part. So, and it even has links in here. So if I click on a link here, it's bringing up something about Hong Kong protests. And it also hid the results so that the web page could show. And you can show the results again here, or you can go down to the taskbar and show them again. I'll show results, and then I'll close it. One more thing about the LLM roles is that down here, you have temperament, humorous, sarcastic, sad, angry. So you can add those as well. And each one of these are editable, and you can add as many temperament definitions as you want. And they'll add these to the end of the roles. And then you can even just type in additional role instructions here. Okay, so that is how the roles work in AnyScreen.